Did the NSA go too far? Has it gone too far? Did the Guardian go too far? Did Snowden go too far?
Stick with your first question. I mean, the problem that you have, that I see, is there's way too much that's being kept in a classified environment. When you keep it in a classified environment, the problem is there's nobody there to check your homework. And you may be a decimal point or two off.
The danger is you put all that information together and they can determine everything about us. They can know more about us than our closest friends know, than our spouses know.
That you just described, they can put all this together, they can understand
the government.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more like Google.
I think the 2 billion people on the internet will change the nature of a corporation, as new technology always has, which changes who we trust in a corporation and why we trust them.
Most people have a much higher level of trust for Foursquare or the taxi app than they do for the city they live in.
Is it rational trust or just ignorant trust?
I think people would be very surprised to know that private corporations are selling demographic information to marketing companies all over the United States based on your behavior, and that companies can track that you're coming into their store, how often you come, not just how often people come, but how often you come to their store. Yeah, I think that would start to upset people. For some reason, not nearly as much as the government knowing how often you take public transport, except for that the government can put you in jail.
It struck me as a pretty good example of how these the left versus right coast, the visions are in conflict. You had SOPA and the Senate companion legislation were co-sponsored in the Senate by a Democrat, Patrick Leahy, and in the House by a Republican, Lamar Smith. They're pretty much identical bills. And they were also defeated by this cross-partisan coalition.
There's no such thing as privacy. There's no such thing. It's not, to me, so much about privacy as it is control. At least I want to know, how data is being accessed.